Since ancient times, in the riverside village, people have whispered about the Black Lantern. On the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival, if anyone dares to foolishly hang it on the old banyan tree at the village gate, disaster will befall. 3 absolute prohibitions. Do not light any flame other than the moonlight when hanging the lantern. Do not let children touch the lantern. And most importantly, never laugh or play around the Black Lantern. For when laughter echoes beneath the full moon, the lion dance drums will turn into funeral cries. Children will become wandering spirits, and the one who hung the lantern will bear a blood curse for the entire village. Mark these words well. The Black Lantern can only be destroyed when it is burned with the blood of the very one who hung it. If not, every Mid-Autumn Festival, the moon will once again turn red as blood, and the curse will repeat until the end of time. Part 1. The Mid-Autumn Night in the Ancient Village. Ravenmoor Village lay deep within the Midlands of northern Vietnam, where misty mountains embraced endless rice fields and towering bamboo groves. The dirt road leading into the village twisted beneath thick canopies, as if swallowing the sunlight whole. People said that no matter where they went, no matter how far, when mid-autumn arrived, the descendants of this village were always drawn back home. The full moon night there was famed for its splendor. As soon as the moon rose, the entire village glowed with red and yellow paper lanterns hanging everywhere, from house eaves, at the communal house gates, to every banyan tree and water well. The lion dance drums thundered with such rhythm that the earth itself seemed to tremble. Children laughed gleefully, clutching star lanterns and carousel lanterns, their lips still sticky with crumbs of mooncakes. It all looked like pure joy, yet beneath it lingered something heavy, something unspoken. No matter how cheerful, the villagers' eyes always carried a shadow of caution, a fear no one dared to utter. For in Ravenmoor, there existed a forbidden rule, not written in books, not carved into village codes, but whispered from one generation to the next. And whenever it was spoken aloud, the elders' voices dropped low, lips pressed tight, as if even the sound might summon misfortune. On mid-autumn night, never hang a black lantern at your doorstep. The children were reminded so often that they memorized it, like a nursery rhyme. Yet none of them knew why. They only understood that black was something not to be named. That year, there was a group of 4 close friends: Nathan, Mia, Tate, and Josh. They had grown up together beneath the communal roof, playing hide-and-seek among the lion drums and parading lanterns side by side. But this mid-autumn was different, because there was a new face, Troy, who had just returned from the city for a long stay. Troy was tall, well-dressed, and spoke with a drawl, carrying the arrogance of one used to city life. When he first heard his friends mention the rule of forbidden black lanterns, Troy burst out laughing, his voice dripping with mockery. Superstitious nonsense. A lantern is just a lantern. What's so scary about black? In the city, people hang all sorts of decorations. No one dies because of it. Nathan frowned, trying to keep his tone firm. It's different here, Troy. The elders all say, it's not a joke. Troy waved his hand dismissively, smirking. All just made-up stories to scare kids. If you believe everything, life must be unbearably dull. Troy's mocking laughter mingled with the distant lion drums. None of them realized then. That laugh was like an invisible blade, slicing open the forbidden veil that Ravenmoor Village had kept sealed for generations. That evening, while the whole village gathered to watch the lion dance at the communal house, the 5 children huddled together in Mia's yard, the scent of mooncakes mixed with incense from family altars, filling the night air with something both warm and suffocating. They sat in a circle, chewing, laughing noisily. Only Nathan glanced now and then toward the gate, where a red lantern swayed gently, its flame casting a shadow like a blinking eye. Just then, the bamboo gate creaked open. An old woman appeared in the silver moonlight, hunched over her cane. Her eyes were clouded with mist, her tangled white hair hanging like cobwebs. Her lips quivered as she spoke in a hoarse, dragging voice, like wind whistling through a crack in the door. "Children, do not mock the forbidden." The group froze, laughter dying in their throats. Mia gasped, springing to her feet. "Grandma knew. Why are you here at this hour?" The old woman hobbled in, her hunched figure under the moon stretching long and thin, like a withered shadow. She sat down on the wooden chair, her eyes sinking into the darkness. "Many years ago, there was a family who thought the same way as you, Troy. They mistakenly hung a black lantern in front of their house. That night, the whole village still remembers." Her voice dropped, breaking like the howling wind. When the lion dance drum ceased, people heard the cries of children, but could not find where they came from. By morning, the whole family was found stiff, eyes bulging, mouths wide open, black paper scraps stuffed down their throats, soaked in blood. The air suddenly grew heavy. From afar, the lion dance drum echoed back, yet now it sounded more like the somber beat of a funeral drum. Mia shuddered, her shoulders tightening as if a chill brushed down her spine, while Tate swallowed hard, his throat dry, eyes darting nervously. Nathan glanced at Troy, hoping he would keep quiet, but Troy smirked. All made up to scare people. Maybe they just suffocated on oil lamp smoke. Old New turned her head, her clouded eyes piercing straight into Troy. From her throat came a foul, putrid breath, like the stench of soil from a long-forgotten grave. "You don't believe? That's fine. But remember this, never hang a black lantern. If you do, the thing it summons will never let you go." With that, the old woman stood, slowly leaving the yard. Her figure melted into the night, frail like mist, and vanished. A gust of chilling wind swept through. The red lantern at the gate shook violently, its flame flickering, puttering, as if about to die out. The group sat frozen, no one uttering a word. Only the distant cheers of the lion dance troupe carried from the temple yard, warped and hollow, sounding strangely out of place. In Troy's eyes, a mischievous gleam flickered, a spark sharp and dangerous, like a flame touching an oil barrel. And in that very moment, none of them knew that this mid-autumn night would never be ordinary again. Part 2. The Curse of the Black Blood Lantern. That night, after Old New had gone, the group still sat in silence. No one dared speak, only the ceaseless chirping of insects played on, a haunting background score drilling into their ears. The red lantern at the gate swayed weakly in the wind, its dim glow stretching their shadows across the ground into twisted, contorted shapes, like boneless figures. Nathan finally whispered, his voice trembling like someone confessing a sin. "Guys, have you ever heard the story about that black lantern?" Tate swallowed and nodded slightly. "I've heard, but not clearly. Just that people call it the Black Blood Lantern." Mia shivered, her face pale. "Blood? Black? That doesn't sound human at all." Troy scoffed. but in his eyes curiosity flickered. All made-up tales, but if it's real, I want to know the original story. The next morning, as the sun rose, the friends went to the old temple. Inside, among dust-covered statues of deities, stood a cracked stone stele, its carvings worn like old scars. Beside it, an aged temple keeper sat tending incense, his hair snow-white, his eyes murky, as if they were bottomless pits. Gathering his courage, Nathan asked softly, "Elder, do you know the story of the Black Lantern?" The old keeper looked up, his chilling gaze sweeping over each of them, piercing to the bone. His voice rumbled low, heavy, dragging each word through the air. "Of course, I know it well. That tale is tied to blood and the sins of this very village." The temple fell silent. The incense smoke thickened, clinging in their throats. Slowly, the elder began. Long ago, in the Le Dynasty, there lived a renowned lantern maker in the village named Do Van Tao. His craftsmanship was unmatched, his lanterns so fine they were sent to the royal court. Everyone praised him, but in his heart, Tao was consumed with envy, because there was another, a younger craftsman, whose lanterns shone purer and brighter than his. The old man paused, his eyes gleaming with resentment. Envy turned to hatred. Tao secretly learned dark sorcery, seeking to craft a lantern unlike any other. One mid-autumn night, he kidnapped an orphan child from the village, murdered it, and mixed its blood with mulberry paper to create a thick, pitch-black hue. Thus, the Black Blood Lantern was born.